You're very, very much welcome today. I'm glad I'm with you. My name is Tejo Duwole, and I welcome you to Topaz Woman of the Word. I want to share today with the engaged couples, or if you like, the way you put it, those who are dating. But I'm talking more to those who are committed to themselves and they are preparing to get married. I know you've gone through the phase of making a choice, and I trust God, and I want to trust you also that you have made a good choice. At least in the whole wide world, you've been able to choose one person that you believe you'll be together. So I want to give you just some things that I believe you should do as regards your courtship period. Number one thing you should do when you're courting is that you should pray. That is number one. You're a woman of the word. Don't forget. You must pray. Pray together as couples to be. Have a day. When my husband and I were not yet married and were in courtship, we had a day that we set aside for fasting and prayer. Don't say, that was too spiritual. It's because you people were going to become pastors. No, it wasn't about that. It was about the fact that we needed to set some things straight in our future, and we needed to have a front together as a couple to be. So make it known to the kingdom of the enemy that you are together. One will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000. So make it known to them that you're together. That's the first thing I want to say. The second thing I want to say is don't lose your friends and your family. I've seen a lot of people get into relationship and all they know is the guy. Babe, boo, finish, nothing more. They look into each other's eyes, they talk, they giggle. Yeah, all of that should be part of it, but don't forget that you don't live in isolation. You're not living on Mars or Jupiter. You live here on Earth. There are people around you. You have friends, you have families. But some of us would just behave. You know, I've seen people get into relationship, and especially the girls, they lose all their girlfriends. And they start putting up, you know, the attitude of, now I'm in a relationship, I don't really have your time. I think that's, permit me to say, a little stupid. So don't lose your friends, don't lose your family members. Carry them along. And that is very, very important. I pray you don't have a problem, you know, introducing your fiancé or your fiancé to your family. I hope you don't. If you do, that's going to be something else, and we really need to talk about that on a different note. But you have to carry your friends and your family along with you. The third thing I want to say to you is please, please don't give room to the devil. You are children of God. Don't give room to the devil. By the time you start the smooshing, you're going far. So just don't even start at all. Don't start. Don't smell it. Don't wake up and smell that coffee. If you smell it, you definitely will think about it. And don't forget, this is someone you love. This is someone you're attracted to. This is someone most likely you're crazy about. So please don't start. Don't start. Don't let the handshake get to the elbow. Don't start that hug that will be a bear hug and you will not let her go or let him go. Don't do too many things behind closed doors. When that starts happening, before you know what is happening, you introduce what you're not supposed to introduce into your relationship. And should you introduce unnecessary premarital sex into your relationship now, you're going to give yourself a problem with trust. You're going to give yourself a problem with curbing that. And God forbid, if you get pregnant, will you abort or will you get embarrassed? Will you embarrass your family? Will you embarrass your pastors? What do you think would happen? I think prevention is better than cure on this note. So it's very important. Please don't get unnecessarily attached to each other physically. Please don't get physical. Don't experiment the kiss. I've heard a lot of people say the compatibility thing. Look here. Look, there is more to compatibility than your medulla oblongata can accommodate. But compatibility goes beyond he likes light, I don't like light. He likes to talk, I don't like to talk. Compatibility goes way beyond that. There are still so many other things that would happen after you have been married. The only person that knows tomorrow is God. And he's the only one that will tell you and should have told you by now that this person is right for you. And finally, I want to talk about preparing for your wedding. You definitely will know this is not completely exhaustive. I just decided to pick a few points, and I trust that God would expound it in your heart. Finally, is planning for the wedding. I know every girl has been dreaming since she was like this to have a spectacular wedding. Your wedding dress, you want it to be longer than that of Lady Diana. You want everything to be perfect, everything to sparkle, and you have it planned out like this, planned out like that. But hello, this is the time for you to wake up and smell the coffee, because it might not go exactly as you planned. So you have to be able to accommodate, this is what I would have wanted, but this is what is available now. And in order not to make it a mess at the end of the day, when you're always fighting and you generate a lot of conflicts just from preparing for your marriage, it's not worth it. Please don't go into any form of debt. Do what you can afford. Do what you can afford. If you're from Africa, you know definitely the traditional part of it is very important. You have to go with this and that and that, and maybe from their own side they have to bring it. Since you are the woman, they have to bring everything. So you don't pressure him to pay for some things while you know this is still on ground. They have to get all the materials ready. Your outfit has to be beautiful, especially as the bride. Those are things that are important. Don't add, some other things. I can't go into details because there are so many things. But please ensure you don't run your budget into deficit, and then at the end of the day you're running around. Do what you can afford. Wear what you love. There was a lady who got married in church, and the guy is just starting his business, and an entrepreneur, just staggering and everything. And she has a job, she works. And then when they were going to get married, I told her, do you think, what you people have as an income, can you afford this wedding? She said, we're going to make it as small as we can, that my wedding dress is going to be something that is good enough even for me to wear to church or something. I thought she was joking until the day she was supposed to try out her wedding dress, and she brought it to me. Very cute. It really looked nice on her. Anyway, she's quite portable. It really looked nice on her. And I asked her, how much did it cost you? She told me how much it costed her, and I was like, wow, it's just like sewing a normal dress, but it's color white, and it's a little long, and then it has a little tail and everything. But she was so very creative with it, and it came out nice. Please don't run into debt because you want to get married. That is very, very important. And finally, please don't expect the guy to be your daddy. I don't know how wealthy your daddy is. I don't know how comfortable. I don't know how wise. I don't know how many resources, cars and everything your dad has given to you, how many gifts he has given to you, how he hugs you and toasts you, or how he has walked away from you, how he has been very nasty and everything. Please, he's not your daddy. Your daddy is your daddy. Your fiancé, about to become your husband, is your fiancé. They are not the same at all. So don't put him into that box, because it's like you're putting a square peg in a round hole. I hope I've been a blessing to you. I hope I've been able to say one or two things that would help you. Please feel free to ask me questions, send your observations, your comments and everything to at the end of this video. Thank you for being a part of this. I appreciate you. God bless you and keep shining.